Recall that a bahuvrihi compound is sarvopasarjanaha, which means that every term in a bahuvrihi compound has the designation upasarjanam. Why is that? Because the main sutram which prescribes the bahuvrihi compound is 2224, which is anekam anyapadarthe, which we have studied. The meaning of the sutram 2224 is that two or more terms having the designation padam and ending in the nominative case may optionally compound to yield a bahuvrihi compound provided the terms are employed to denote the sense of another padam. So it says two or more terms, anekam. And since anekam is prathama nirdishtam in that sutram 2224, all of these terms get the designation upasarjanam as per the sutram 1243. Prathama nirdishtam samasa upasarjanam. So therefore, as per 2230, upasarjanam purvam, any one of these terms could be placed in the prior position in the compound. This being the situation, we have to now find a way to determine which one should be placed in the prior position. For that we studied the sutram 2235, Saptami Visheshane Bahuvrihau, which says that in a bahuvrihi compound, the padam which ends in a seventh case affix or is an adjective takes the prior position. This sutram covers most of the cases of bahuvrihi compounds, but there are still some cases which remain unresolved. Hence Pāṇini has composed some further rules to resolve these conflicts of which term to place in the prior position in a bahuvrihi compound. Pāṇini has composed some more rules from 2236 to 2238 which help us in these remaining cases. Let's take the sutram 2236 now. That sutram reads Nishtha. It's a very simple sutram. The vritti says Nishthantam bahuvrihau purvam syat, meaning in a bahuvrihi compound, a term which ends in a nishtha affix prescribed by the sutram 32102 Nishtha, which of course we have studied, takes the prior position. Very simple sutram. The note here says that this sutram is not to be confused with the identically worded sutram 32102 Nishtha. That sutram also we have studied. That sutram says the affix Nishtha may be used following a verbal root when denoting an action in the past tense. So these two rules, 32102 and 2236, are identically worded, but their topic is completely different. So please do not confuse these two. The next note here says that with the help of the Paribhasha Sutram 1172, Yena Vidhistadantasya, we understand that the term Nishtha used in this Sutram 2236 stands for Nishthantam, a term ending in a Nishtha affix. This is quite obvious because in the current context we are talking about terms which are members of a bahuvrihi compound, and a Nishtha affix on its own cannot be an entire member of a bahuvrihi compound. So it's quite clear that Nishtha as used in this sutram stands for Nishthantam, that term which ends in a Nishtha affix. Okay, in order to understand the importance of this sutram, let us take an example. This actually comes in the Bhagavad Gita, verse 20, the last verse of chapter 15. The last line says, Etad buddhva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata kritakrityaha. The vigraha is kritam krityam yena saha. Kritakrityaha naraha, meaning he, the person, the man, by whom that which is fit to be done has been done. Hence it means the man who is fulfilled or accomplished. Krityam is that which is fit to be done, and kritam is that which is done. Hence kritam krityam yena saha means he by whom that which is fit to be done has been done, means whatever should be done has been done by him. Now the sutram 2235 Saptami Visheshane Bahuvrihau cannot help us here in determining which term should be placed in the prior position in the compound, because both krita and kritya are adjectives. Each one is a visheshanam. That is why we need the present sutram 2236 Nishtha, which tells us that since krita ends in the affix kta prescribed by the sutram 32102 Nishtha, it should be placed in the prior position in the compound. Of course, we know the sutram 1126 Ktaktavatu Nishtha, which tells us that the two affixes Kta and Ktavatu have the designation Nishtha. So here we have the affix Kta nishtha used in the form krita. Hence krita ends in a nishtha affix, and therefore as per this sutram 2236 it is placed in the prior position in the compound kritakrityaha. The derivation of this compound is very straightforward, nothing special there. The sutram which authorizes the compound is of course 2224 anekamanya padarthe. The only important thing here is that 2235 cannot help us in deciding which term to place in the prior position. That is why we need this sutram 2236 nishtha.